Hey, what's up, guys? It's Retro and the Kai's Cat. You're on the Real News Talk channel. Long time no see. Rate, comment, subscribe. You know what to do. So, this video is going to be about my thoughts on the Grenfell Tower fire that happened in West London a few days ago. I think it was on the 14th. Yeah, around 4 a.m. in the morning. Let's say around 30 people have been pronounced dead so far. 58 missing, but presumably dead. Yesterday there was like a march through central London all the way to Lamberton Road where the area of the fire took place, and certain people, stormed through Kensington Town Hall and shouting, we want justice and so forth, because they just find the whole thing very, very fishy and suspicious, because a few years ago, from what I've heard, is that people were complaining about certain facilities in the building, that there was some sort of electrical faults that needed to be fixed. So nobody attended that matter and took it seriously. And this was around 2013, January of 2013. And then now, nearly 4.5 years later, the building gets burned down and so many lives have been taken, and the death toll can rise. It's gonna rise. There's gonna be more deaths and people are missing, and those people that are missing, they were probably burnt. They were burnt to death in that fire, because the way the explosion happened, it was just so bad that it was completely fatal. And not a lot of people made it out alive. A few people did, but they are in some sort of shelters at the moment, or some of them are sleeping in basketball courts or centers and stuff like that until they get themselves sorted. Some of them are staying at relatives' house. And those people who have survived, they've pretty much lost everything in their household, because the way the flat got burnt up, when I saw it on TV, it was like something you'd see in the movies. It kind of reminded me of 9/11 a little bit, minus the terror attack. But who knows? I mean, they are currently undergoing an investigation on who could be responsible for it, but it's plain to see that the government, right, are responsible for this shit, because they never gave a fuck to attend that matter when people were complaining. You know what I'm saying? And Theresa May, she don't give a fuck. She don't care about the English people. She don't care about our fellow British natives, except for the rich people. You know what I'm saying? She's just as bad as David Cameron. You know what I'm saying? Everybody thought when David Cameron resigned as Prime Minister of England, they thought that Theresa May was going to be a better Prime Minister. Well, you're dead wrong, because she's a conservative and she's going to fuck up even more. And she is the one who is driving the UK away from the European continent. You know what I'm saying? So she's just fucking up the country even more. So much has happened in the UK this year so far, starting with the Westminster attack, the London Bridge attack, Manchester attack, and now, a building getting burnt down. I find it very suspicious myself. There's so many answers that need to be addressed. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems to me that the elite people, right, don't really give a fuck, but they're just pretending to give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I think the whole thing was a setup. You know what I'm saying? Because why the hell would a building just explode like that? You know what I mean? And I heard that it happened also in another part of London, Shadwell, East London as well. But nobody died. Nobody got hurt in that incident. I think that one was just a minor one, but compared to this one that happened in West London, that was just a major fatal incident. You know what I'm saying? And of course, People need answers. People need to know why this shit happened. You know, out of the other buildings that were nearby. Because there's two or three other buildings, you know, just opposite that one. You know what I mean? And it raises a lot of eyebrows, you know, because at 4 a.m. in the morning, at awkward time where people are sleeping or some people are just getting ready to go to work to attend the early shift, and all of a sudden some of them don't even make it out of the flat and they die in a blazing fire. Some of them have been burnt out, that's why they've been missing, so their bodies have been disposed. You know what I'm saying? So it's a sad tragedy, you know what I mean? It's really, really sad and unfortunate that it happened. And like I said before, you know, Theresa May does not give a flying fuck, you know. She's pretending to have remorse, but that woman has no remorse. You know what I mean? And she's just fucking up the country even more, and it's going to get worse and worse as time goes on. You know what I'm saying? Too much fuckery is going on around here. That's why the Western world is turning into a war zone. From the way I see it. Because a lot of things that happen behind the scenes that not a lot of people know about, but they just hide it from the masses. Because, like I said before, people like Theresa May and the higher-ups, they don't give a fuck about the poor people, regardless of what race they are. They only care about the rich people. And what they want to do, they want to drive all the poor people out of the main city and put them in, they just want to drive them far away from the city and put them outside the city. You know, they want to throw them all in the gutter and put all the rich people in the city. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to divide. They're trying to divide people. They're trying to divide the rich and the poor. I thought it was supposed to be the United Kingdom. But right now, it seems to me that it's the divided kingdom. Just like America now. They're trying to make America, you know, America is known as the United States of America, and they're trying to make it the divided States of America. Just like what they do with the UK, the United Kingdom. But people are treating it as the divided kingdom right now, by dividing people. And that's what it boils down to, really and truly. You know what I'm saying? So this whole Grenfell Tower thing, I find it very, very suspicious. There needs to be answers, like I said. There needs to be fucking answers, because at the end of the day, you know, for a fire to just explode like that raises a lot of eyebrows, and someone could have easily set the whole thing up, you know, in advance. Or somebody could have went into the area at the early hours, right, and planned some sort of, I don't know, few, right, and lit the block on fire. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? Nobody fucking knows. Because it was so late and people are hardly out at that time, so people can easily do whatever the fuck they want. It's easy to do what you want when other people are sleeping, when nobody else is around on the streets. You understand what I'm saying? You know, shit is gonna get worse and worse now. People are just dying like flies, left, right, and center, dying for nothing. The peaceful people that mind their own business and that don't trouble nobody and just, you know, go about their day, get killed, get caught up in the crossfire and die for nothing. You know what I'm saying? And these evil motherfuckers, right, are still walking the street. There's more evil in this world than there is good. And it's a shame that it's that way, and it's been like that from the beginning of time. But it only got worse because of the technology, the advance of the technology that's out today. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot of people can gain access to things and plan what they want to plan, because technology has given the people, the masses, the power to do their fuckery. So, like, obviously they're going to dismantle that building, and I don't know what they're going to do with that spot. I really don't know. But this is like 9/11 all over again to me, minus the attack. you know. But the difference is 2 towers were attacked, the Twin Towers. But this one was just one, you know. And yeah, the UK right now is just turning into a fucking war zone. They've been having bad luck, pure bad luck. And unfortunately, it's just going to get worse and worse as time goes on. It ain't going to get any better, I'm telling you right now. This is just the beginning because people are frustrated and people have had enough of the fuckery. So they're going to go out onto the streets and demand justice. And if they don't get their justice, they're going to force the justice. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that, they're going to take action physically. They're going to, you know, start attacking the fucking main places. Going to start attacking the top places because they started off attacking shops and that, but one thing can lead to another and they're going to start attacking the main corporate areas. You know what I'm saying? That's what people are going to do, you know. Don't underestimate people. You know, regardless of how many police on the streets and that to protect those areas, it's not going to stop the people from doing what they're going to do. You know what I mean? Because people have had enough. People have reached a boiling point now, and with all the people that have died right now, it's going to make them more angry and it's going to make them do more heinous shit to get their justice. You know? And sometimes you got to be violent in order to get things or to get respect. Violence, they say violence is not the answer. Sometimes violence is the answer. Never mind, violence is not the answer. 2 wrongs don't make a right. Turn the other cheek. No. Fuck that shit. When somebody does wrong to you or somebody close to you, you're going to fuck up that person or do worse or even kill the person. So I don't want to hear that crap. Because sometimes it is the answer. Depending on how serious the situation is. You know what I mean? Or who did you dirty. You get me? So at the end of the day, people are just going to become violent and not give a fuck anymore. Because people are becoming more fearless. You understand? You know, but I'd just like to say those who have been affected or who have lost their lives, I'd like to send my condolences out to the family of, you know, the ones who lost their, you know, loved ones and friends and stuff like that. I'd like to send my condolences to the victim's family and RIP to those who got caught up in the fire and their untimely death. It was just so unfortunate that it happened. You know what I'm saying? Really, really unfortunate. You know, I can only imagine what they're going through right now. But like I said, there needs to be answers. There really does need to be answers. Because the whole thing is just so... It's just there's no words to put it. There's no words to put it. It's just bizarre. It's like a nightmare. And people are becoming smarter now. So people need to wake the fuck up. Because people are not going to take your shit anymore. Because it's going to become a time where people are not going to give a fuck and they're just going to wild out. Regardless whether they get killed by the police or not. So... yeah, I mean, that's all I have to say for now. I don't have anything else to say on this topic, but RIP once again to the ones who lost their lives, and my condolences go out to the victims' family once again, and I hope they get themselves sorted soon, and the ones who escaped as well, I hope they get their lives back on track very, very soon as well. So that's it for now. Rate, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Richonic Ice Cat. Subscribe to my other channel, Mr. Ice Cat, where I cover random videos as well. Until next time, I'll try and upload as much videos as possible, but I've rarely been uploading videos, you know, due to my busy schedules and that. But I'll try my best to cover videos and stay up to date with everything that's going on. So until my next video, take care, stay blessed, keep it real, and always be vigilant. Peace. Oh yeah. And there's a few things that I forgot to say. You know, I've been thinking, the way that building got burnt, right? Nearly the entire building got fucking burnt. And they announced that, what, over 30 or 50 people died, or whatever the case may be. You know what? Like what DJ Eilish said, the majority of them are dead. You know why? Because it's impossible for those people, especially those who are near the top floor, to survive that. You know what I'm saying? It's highly impossible. How can they survive a fire? There's nowhere for them to go. There's no escape. They're pretty much dead. They pretty much died in that fire. They couldn't go down the stairs. They'll get, burnt either way. It was too fucking risky. Most of those victims are dead. There's only a handful of them who survived. And most of them were, like, they either jumped from a few stories or they were on the first, second floor and they barely escaped. They managed to escape before the fire escalated even further. Those are the type of people that survived. I don't believe the ones who were, like, near the top floor or at the very top survived it. It's impossible. And I hear that babies getting thrown out of the window and that. I wonder if the baby survived that as well. Especially if it's from the 9th floor. How can you throw a baby from, a 9-story, from 9 stories all the way down and someone catching it? There's got to be some injuries to the baby. And how can the blanket be kept on the baby while dropping it at that height? You know what I'm saying? Like, the media is trying to confuse our minds. The media is fucking up with our minds right now. They say that 50 people died and there's what? A few hundred people in that flat. And yet they're saying that a lot of them are missing. Yeah, they're missing. Means that they've died. They've already died. You know what I'm saying? They haven't gone missing. They fucking died. Because if they were missing, they wouldn't have been in that building. So it don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure you would have heard from most of them by now. The victims would have heard from most of them. So I don't believe that those who said were missing are still alive. I don't believe that. I believe the majority of the people who were in that flat all died, unfortunately. Thanks to the government and their council, along with their incompetence and their lack of care and knowledge. Because for a building to explode in the middle of the night, people are sleeping or getting ready for work or whatever, only to die, it's fucked up. And there needs to be answers. Big time. Because it's not fucking right for them not to, go to the flat a few years ago to check up on it to see if everything was okay. Raises a lot of fucking eyebrows, you know what I'm saying? There needs to be goddamn answers. And I think those who are preparing foods for the ones who survived, it's a small portion of them. A very small portion. The majority of the people who came to witness the horrific scene the day after, or on that very same day, they're not even from the area. Well, most of them are, but some of them are not. And even if they're from that area, they never lived in that building. Or maybe they may know people who live in that building and lost friends or family members. But there's a lot of people from outside of West London, people from south, east, north, northeast, northwest, southwest, southeast, that came to West London, that came to Grenfell Tower to view the broken down flat. You know, the majority of them don't even live in the area. You know, and like what DJ Isla said, I totally agree with her 100%. You know, are you going to go up to every single person and say, oh, were you a victim? Was that person a victim? Was that person a victim? No. You can't really tell. You know why? Because like what she said, the majority of the people that was in that flat, who lived in that flat, died. And I agree. Because the way that I saw that fire, you know, explode was just too fatal. Too little, too late. The chances of surviving that are slim to none. You know, the people who survived it and lived to tell about it were very lucky to survive that. They were probably like on the first, second, or even third floor and got out pretty quickly. You know what I'm saying? And it's really, really sad. It has to be answers. You know what I mean? But that's all I got to say.